Clark Wilkins School. We are here at the Price is Right Clark Wilkins version. Please welcome our contestants. Give a round of applause for Mr. Allwarden, Mrs. Strauss, and Miss Anderson. And I am your host, Mr. Holt, and we will be starting right up after this commercial break.
The super spectacular specialist shuttle. Let's get together for a huddle, but not too close. Got to keep the bubble. Let's start learning. Come on, let's hustle. We fit together like a puzzle. Library, music, art, PE. It's the super spectacular specialist shuttle.
All right, welcome back. So we are going to get started here, but before we play, we need to go over the rules to the game. Now, in this game, I'll be asking a question, and your responses cannot go over the actual amount. So, for example, if I asked you how many days in a year, and they guessed 400, that is no good. So you cannot go over the amount of the answer. Do you think you understand the rules?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Here we go. I hope that you're ready. Question number 1. Oh, by the way, you will be competing for an amazing top prize. Here we go. Question number 1. How many students at Clark Wilkins? You have 10 seconds to think. 3, 2, 1. What is your answer, Mr. Allwarden?
420.
Ooh, not bad. Mrs. Strauss?
I'm really worried about going over, so maybe 2?
Took the low route. Interesting.
I think I'm gonna go big here. I think maybe 600.
Ooh, and Miss Anderson gets it correct with 600. Great job. That is
Good
one
job, Miss
for
Anderson.
Miss Anderson. Now, question number 2. How many cats does Miss Anderson have? Hopefully she will get this one right, but you never know. You have 3, 2, 1. Miss Anderson, how many cats do you have?
2.
2. What do you think, Mrs. Strauss?
I'm thinking I'm going to go with 2 because I like that number and I don't like to take chances. I feel good about 2.
All right, are you going to copy them, Mr. Allwarden?
I'm thinking Miss Anderson, just seeing her videos and everything, I'm thinking she has 8.
8. The answer was 2. All right, that's a point for Mrs. Strauss and Miss Anderson. Sorry, Mr. Allwarden, it looks like you're trailing. Good luck
As
for this
usual.
next one, as usual. How many years has Clark Wilkins been around? How many years has Clark Wilkins School been around? Ever since Mr. Vopel has been teaching, if you know that answer. Mr. Allwarden, you're up first.
As many years as me, 58.
Mrs. Strauss, you're up second.
I'll stick with 2, I think. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with 20.
The answer was 54.
Oh, I went over.
Going over, Mr. Allwarden. That puts Miss Anderson for another point. All right, so far we have an update. Miss Anderson has 3 correct. Mrs. Strauss 1.
1.
Mr.
I have 0.
Allwarden, 0. There's still a chance. Here we go.
All right.
How many guitars does Mr. Allwarden have? You should know this one. This is to get him back up there with points. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're going to start with Miss Anderson.
Alright, well, he loves guitars, so I'm gonna go with like 300.
Ooh, 300, quite a bit. Cece has a lot of brothers and sisters.
I'm not a fan of taking risks, so I'm going to go with 2.
Safe route again, 2
Yeah.
for Mrs. Strauss. The man himself.
Are you asking for guitars that actually work? Or, I think I've got at least 10 working guitars.
Okay, and you are correct, Mr. Allwarden. He gains a point, and he has 10. You're right. Last question. All right, so here we go. How many school days in a year? Required by the state. How many school days in a year?
Um,
Mr. Allwarden, you're up first for this one.
Too many.
Too many. We need an actual number.
300.
300, okay. Mrs. Strauss?
2.
2.
Another 2. Okay, another really
Interesting.
conservative.
That would be a good school
No
year.
risk there.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with 100.
All right. The answer was 180. It goes to Miss Anderson again.
Oh.
All right. Tally up the points here. And remember, we are competing for the grand prize, a really great prize. And the results come in. The winner is Miss Anderson. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. And her prize is, drum roll please, folks, a brand
What's my prize?
new tripod. Here's your tripod so you can make those lessons even better than they already are. Congratulations. And I just want to say to all the folks out there who are thinking about competing on the Price is Right Clark Wilkins version, is sometimes you need to take some risks. Because we saw Miss Anderson take some risks, and it really paid off in her favor, as she is the top winner of this first Clark Wilkins version, The Price is Right. So do you think that you guys would have taken a few more risks next time?
I think I'll
Yeah.
take more risks.
All right. Not everything is 2. Until next time, this is your host, Mr. Holt. Thanks for playing The Price is Right. Let's go back for a moment and check out how many times Mrs. Strauss gave the same answer.
I'm really worried about going over, so maybe 2? I'm thinking I'm going to go with 2 because I like that number and I don't like to take chances. I feel good about 2.
She was nervous to guess too high and go over the correct number.
I'll stick with 2, I think. Yeah.
She played it safe, but that only gave her 1 point.
I'm not a fan of taking risks, so I'm going to go with 2.
If she had taken more risks, it might have gotten her more points.
2.
There you have it. If you don't take many risks, you can't expect many rewards. As they say, risk it for the biscuit. Get ready to play this week's fitness game. It involves chance, risk, and a whole lot of fun. This is called a key, and it helps us to determine which movement we need to do for each suit of the cards. Let's take a closer look. If you get a spade, you'll do a jumping jack. If you get a club, you'll do a jumping lunge. If you get a diamond, you'll do skier jumps. And if you get hearts, you'll do star jump. The number on the card will determine how many of those movements that you'll do. Jokers, queens, kings, and aces will count as 10 reps in this. If you draw a joker, you get to do 10 reps of whatever movement is your favorite. Feel free to change any of these movements on the key with your class, but just for this video, I'll be referencing the ones we have here. The purpose of the practice round is to get familiar with your cards and what they represent for movements. So one person draws a card, and this one is a queen of hearts. The hearts are star jumps, so you're going to do 10 star jumps all together. After you're done those movements, the next person's going to go up and draw a card. All right, the next card that is drawn is a 2 of diamonds. Our diamonds represent skier jumps. So all together, we do 2 skier jumps. The next person goes and they draw an 8 of clubs. Clubs represent jumping lunges, so we're going to do 8 of them. And the last suit we have is spades, so we get a 6. Spades represent jumping jacks,
So altogether, we're going to do 6 jumping jacks. Again, the purpose of this round is to get familiar with what each suit represents. Alright, you are up against a 1-minute timer in the time trial. Here you are trying to move quick and you're trying to move well. Our goal is to get through as many cards as we can within the minute. My cards are in a pile on the floor and I'm picking them up one by one, completing those movements. This is why it helps to practice those movements before, so you know which movements you're doing when you're reading the card. Similar to the Read React challenge. Keep track of your cards as you go, and you'll count them up at the end for your total score. Here I have 6. Math is used all the time in movement, so for this first activity, we're going to work with addition. First, we need to choose a goal, or a target number that we're trying to reach. For this video, let's say we're trying to reach 20. Alright, the first card is drawn, and that's a 3 of hearts. So you do 3 star jumps, and that's our first number that we get. Now we draw another card, and we get a Queen of Spades. So we do 10 jumping jacks, and after we do those jumping jacks, then we add the 3 plus 10. Does anybody know what 3 plus 10 is? Because we have 13, we have to draw another card, and we get a 5 of spades. So we do 5 more jumping jacks, and then we add 13 plus 5. We aren't at 20 yet, so we draw one more card, and we get a 7 of diamonds, which is 7 skier jumps. After those 7 skier jumps, you have done it. We beat 20. This time we're using subtraction, and we're going to start at the number 20. So we draw our first card, and we get a Queen of Spades. So we'll do 10 jumping jacks all together, and then subtract 10 from our starting number, 20. And we get... We're trying to get to 0, so we need to draw another card. Oh, and we get a joker. So we get to choose any movement we want for 10 total reps. So I'm going to choose squats, and we do 10 squats, and then 10 minus 10 equals... First, the class needs to be split into 2 groups. One group will be the odds, and one group will be the evens. When a card is drawn, we have to decide if it's odd or even. 8 is an even number, so only the group that is evens needs to do 8 jumping lunges. At this time, the odd number group will rest and encourage the team as they work. Another card is drawn, and we get a 3 of hearts. So that means the odd-numbered group has to do 3 star jumps. The even team will rest at this time and encourage the odd-numbered team as they work. This process is repeated for however many rounds you would like or have time for. You can also play this game by splitting the teams into colors. So you could have the red team and the black team and play that way instead of odd or even. This variation is for more experienced learners and a great way to practice your multiplication. One card is drawn, and we get a 9 of clubs. So altogether, we complete 9 jumping lunges, and we're ready to choose our second card. So we get a 2 of diamonds, so we all do 2 skier jumps, and when that's completed, now it's time to multiply 9 by 2. After that, the cards are thrown back into the pile and shuffled around a bit. Repeat this process again and play for however long you'd like, or you can play by the total amount of equations that you're able to solve successfully. The rules to this variation are actually very simple, but it's considered advanced for the amount of endurance and strength that it can take to get through the whole deck. One by one, draw a card, complete the movements until you're able to make it through the whole entire deck.